Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? Welcome to another car vlog. It has been 3 weeks. I look back on my videos and it's been 21 days since I did a car vlog. Anyways, y'all, let's get into this. This car vlog is going to be a quite lengthy one. Well, not too long. It's just going to be until I get to work. But I want to go further in depth with you guys about my last video. If you have not watched my last video, press pause, stop, pause, go to my last video where I say what I've been hiding. And some of you might have been a little reticent about clicking on that, wondering, okay, is this clickbait or something? But no, first of all, I do that one time in my 10-year history of YouTube, and some of y'all are a little reticent about clicking on the video. But if you have not watched it, go back and watch that. I talked about some things I've been hiding. Okay, for those of you who are already up to speed, let's resume. I wanted to go a little further in depth because when I rewatched the video, I realized that I touched on it, but I went through it rather quickly. Number one, because it was my first video of the year and I didn't want to make it too long. I know from analytics that people watch videos 2-3 minutes, and that's about as long as some people's attention span, and some of my blessed ones y'all watch all the way through. But secondly, I didn't want to make it too long because my husband had called me and said that he was coming to pick me up so we can go out. So I want to get into this a little further. Okay, so just to catch you up, I talked about how in December a friend passed who was close in age as I am, and it just sent me into anxiety and panic and insomnia and just feeling like physically my heart was hurting, just wondering, am I dying? Am I dying of congestive heart failure like my dad? Those of you who don't know, my dad passed away 5 years ago. In September of 2017 was 5 years ago, and he died of congestive heart failure. He had high blood pressure, diabetes, but he ultimately passed away of congestive heart failure. And I know that, I mean, there's some deep stuff, there's some confessions, that I'm sharing with you guys, and it's really hard for me to share this with y'all because I share a lot of stuff with y'all, but there's some things that I hold just for me. You know what I mean? But my dad passed away of congestive heart failure at about age 67, I believe he was. And I remember him being maybe in his 50s or late 50s when he started maybe showing those signs of congestive heart failure, which we didn't know that there were signs of congestive heart failure. But his feet would swell. His feet and ankles and legs would swell. Well, I've been having a lot of swelling in my feet and ankles and legs, but mostly my ankles and feet over the last few months. I'm gonna say maybe 6 months, and I used to notice that it would just be when I was tired or exhausted or been on my feet, 14, 16, 18-hour days. But then now I'm just seeing it even more often, it'll go down when I go to sleep at night, and then when I get up in the morning, it'll give it about 2-3 hours, they're starting to swell. So I started thinking back to my dad, and I'm thinking, Lord, is this the beginning of me following after my dad? Because I am a lot like my dad, look like my dad, built like my dad, personality like my dad. And so when my friend passed away in December, I went into, that just sent me into a tailspin of anxiety and panic and worry and overwhelming thoughts of, am I going to wake up in the morning? When am I going to die? What if I all of a sudden get cancer? Because she, as far as I know, she passed away of brain cancer. And from the time that she was diagnosed, knew anything was wrong, to the time she passed away was only 4 short months. Before that, she's alive, she's vibrant, she's hilarious, she's a woman of God. She's just on this career path, with this 5 links stuff. Anybody ever heard of 5 links? But she's on this career path of soaring in her career, and just vibrant. And I think that's what got me so much, because similar to my life, I have a very vibrant, joyful life. She has a similar life, and then her life just cut down like that. And I was just overwhelmed with, like I say, grief, but not grief for her. Yeah, I had some grief, for her family, because I know how close her family is. I know her mom. Her mom's friends with my mom. She has a husband, kids, grandkids. So yes, there was grief for her family, but the grief really was selfishly for me, thinking of my mortality, and I could die at any time, any day. And in addition to the fact that, my heart, I don't know what's going on with my heart, because my heart feel like it's just gonna beat out of my chest, like it's just gonna burst out of my chest. And I've got swelling in my ankles and legs, and I can't sleep, and what's going on with me. And I didn't even tell my husband. My husband knew that I was having trouble sleeping. He just thought I was exhausted, because in addition to going through all of that, I've been really, really busy at work. Long hours, covering shifts, working a lot of overtime. So he just thought I was just busy and tired and exhausted. I didn't let on to him that I was going through all of this other stuff. I didn't tell my daughter. I didn't want her worrying. She already says she worries about me. I didn't want to tell her. I didn't tell my sisters. And I just suffered in silence. And I was sharing with my sister Denise yesterday. After church, we went out to dinner, and I was just sharing with her and telling her I was going to do this video. And she encouraged me that, Deidre, you should. And I appreciate her encouragement, because it's hard to admit your imperfections. It's hard to admit, your shortcomings. Hard to admit your failings. Hard to admit that you might be going through mental issues, especially when you're Deidre, when you're First Lady, when you're so blessed. When I have you have a joyful life. You have an awesome husband. You have a very respectful, I love that somebody said that, I love how respectful your daughter is. I have a very respectful, loving daughter who's one of my best friends. And so when everything looks all good and pristine, it's hard to admit that there are shortcomings, there are failings. And of course we all have issues. Nobody's perfect. So, and I never ever try to get in front of y'all and pretend that everything is perfect. I often tell you that we all have issues. So I don't want anybody to misunderstand that. I'm not one who walks around like I am so perfect. I have no issues. Honey, when I tell you I struggle with this thing called weight, like it's a bath. I mean, when I tell you that sometimes we still have financial struggles at times, so I never try to pretend like everything is all so perfect. But it is hard for me to share when something is wrong, and that's not just because of YouTube. It's always been like that. And I think I just grew up, and I know many of us will know, and especially I'm thinking those who grew up in a black family, it doesn't matter what's going on in that house, you don't talk about what's going on in the house. What happens in the house stays in the house. And sometimes, you're going through some things and there is nobody to tell, because you don't tell what's going on inside the house, So I think I just grew up, with that, and I still have that in me, that you don't tell what's going on inside the house. And sometimes that house could be you. You don't tell what's going on inside the house here, And so you guys, I'm at work, but I'm gonna sit here and talk to y'all for just a few seconds, couple of more minutes. But anyways, I was not wanting to say what was going on with me for 2 reasons. One reason was I didn't want anything being attributed to my weight. Deidre, you're feeling like that, or you're going through that, or your heart feels like that, or your legs and this is swelling because of that, or now I know the leg swelling and all that's weight, honey. I got to lose some weight. I'm gonna tell y'all something very funny at the end before I close out. But the anxiety and the panic and the insomnia that I was feeling was totally brand new. Had nothing to do with weight, and I did not want what was going on with me being attributed to weight. Secondly, I did not want to admit that everything was not all perfect and all good. And it's like I said, especially with me, with my body. So I had to pray. I had to pray. I had to talk to myself. I had to speak the word to myself. I had to listen to the word. Like I say, on New Year's Eve service, one of our ministers preached the word, short and sweet, but let not your heart be troubled. I had to remember that verse, St. John 14th chapter, first verse, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, you also believe in me. I had to just continue to reiterate the word to myself, and not just say it to myself, but believe it. Believe the word. I'm a Christian. I either believe the word or I don't believe the word. There's no in between. Well, I kind of sort of believe the word. You either don't believe the word or you do believe the word, and I believe the word. And I just had to remember to make that word come alive in my life. In addition to that, you can't just leave it all to the word. You got to do something about your body. So in addition to that, I'm also being more conscious and conscientious about my body. I'm also I've already started working out. I started working out October 2017, but just continue to work out, to be more mindful of what I eat. No, I'm not on. I'm going to talk about weight loss and workout and all that stuff and wellness. No, I'm not on a diet, at least not yet. I need to be on one, but I am being more mindful. Like yesterday, we went out to dinner. It was a bacon cheeseburger that I ordered, but without the bacon and without the fries. I substituted the fries for salad. So I'm just saying little stuff like that, making little changes. But anyways, but just through prayer, just through just talking to myself positive affirmations, and before I go, just end with this, reminding myself that, Deidre, we know not the time, nor the day, nor the hour when our last day. Whether your last day is a day from now, 10 days from now, 100 days from now, 1,000 days from now, or beyond, you can't spend it worried every day about when it is your last day. You got to live your life leaving a legacy, so that when it is your last day, you've left a legacy. You've left a legacy of love and kindness and forgiveness. And most of all, you've drawn people to Jesus Christ through your life. So that's, I basically just end there. When I tell you all my heart issues went away, since January 1st, my heart issues went away. I've been feeling better. My legs and feet are swelling so much less. They'll swell some, but not as big as they were swelling. Not as often, not as quickly. Everything just got better. My skin started to look better. Y'all see? My skin started to look better. My heart issues just went away. I just tell you all, give it to God. Pray, give it to God, but do what you can do to take care of yourself. And lastly, I just want to leave you with this little funny. I was, this was before New Year's service. So it was before I started to get better and feel better. But I was walking out the door one day at work, at home, and it was earlier in the daytime, and my legs and feet were swelling, and I was like, Deidre, I've got to Google and see what can I do to get my feet and my legs to stop swelling. I really got to Google that because I don't know what's going on. And as I was leaving out the door, told myself, Deidre, you ain't got to Google nothing. You just got to reduce. You must reduce. You must reduce your weight. You got to lose weight. You just weigh too much. And that's why your legs and feet are swelling. I just had to laugh at myself. Okay, you guys. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And thank y'all for all your love, kindness, support, encouragement. And thank you for all the likes on the other video. I could tell that people really enjoyed that video and probably could identify. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all be blessed.